All right, we're back. Uh, Screencast only allows me to use 10-minute lectures for the free version, so I'm going to pick up where I left off, which we covered this page together. Let me click off that hide. And so now we're going to continue on with giving an example of this. So remember I said use demonstrations and images. Well, video clips are very powerful for our 21st century learners. So I'm going to deviate now into a discussion about the spread of a religion. And so this is just an example. Of course, it would only be an example in a class that was focusing on the spread of religion, but I'm doing it as an example of coding. So there is an awesome little video clip. So I'm going to pull that up on my, it might be here. Yes, so let's play it. As you're watching this video, think about what you're seeing and how it relates to your personal religious experiences, the religious experience of those in the United States, and the religious experiences of those in the world. And also how these experiences may be shaped by politics and interactions between countries. I'm not going to watch the whole thing because I don't want to spend another 10 minutes, so I'm going to escape and close it and go back to my PowerPoint presentation and restart that. But after watching a video like this, you can see that I could ask questions from all 4 types of educational hooks. So you can do that with probably just about any video you could find. And you should spend a lot of time looking for videos, images, graphics that express the content that you're trying to teach in a different way. So I could ask a mastery question. What were the 5 religions? An understanding question. What events in history might have been associated with the spread of the religions, or what religions are missing? Self-expression. What catastrophic events might have changed the spread of any of these religions? And interpersonal. How did the spread of religion affect your personal life? So those are ways that this could be effective. So now please complete your organizer for the 3rd row. The deeper the processing, the stronger the memory. This time I filled in the effects. That the idea behind dual coding is that memories increase in strength and are easier to retrieve because of how students have been able to code it in their mind. Okay, last principle. Memories are like muscles. They develop with exercise. Now that's kind of an interesting principle, and I don't want to take it too deeply because it's certainly not the only concern about memories, but it is certainly true that if you want to keep something in your memory, you need to use it or you lose it. So how are they thinking about the content? Well, that's why you use progress monitoring techniques throughout your lecture. And so I suggest you do it every 2 to 3 minutes. This says every 7 to 10 minutes, but I think that would be more appropriate for adult audiences. And again, you're looking for questions in 4 categories: mastery questions, understanding questions, self-expressive questions, and interpersonal questions. Also, you'll see that I give a lot of examples. So here's a set of examples on Impressionism. And I also build in a different color, highlighted a Now You Try series. So this is the only animation I use on my series. And the thing that's really good about that is that students start to associate the yellow, the Now You Try, with an activity that they're going to complete. And it helps them stay engaged. So this would be a Now You Try. It would be a time for you to work on things. Okay, after the lecture has ended, you want a bigger question that's going to help students summarize what they've learned. So these kinds of questions are going to organize and synthesize information. And one example of that might be to complete the visual organizer provided at the beginning of the lecture. Another one might be to apply knowledge to theory or theory to knowledge, such as this question. Research shows that 3 elements, repetition, variation, and depth of thought, help us create deep and lasting memories. Where do you see these elements in this lecture and in these principles? And then the third type of a culminating task would be evaluate what they've learned. A question could be, which of these techniques seem easiest to implement? Which of them seem hardest? So now you try. Create a summarizing question for your lecture. And once again, finally, complete the final column of the principles. Now you get so lucky because I'm actually giving you the answers. And of course, this lecture was all fine and good, and the Now You Tries asked you to pose a visualizing organizer or come up with a synthesizing question for your lecture. But probably now you need to sit back down and think about, well, what will my lecture be on? And then you can maybe quickly watch this presentation or just click through the notes or the slide deck handouts, and you could remind yourself of what you're going to need. There is a supporting document in the set of documents that is a lecture planning tool. You don't turn it in, but you could use it to help you come up with these ideas for yourself. All right, well, that ends it. You can tell I'm not that great on using Screen Castify, but we did get through it. So hopefully it's helpful to you. So I'm going to